Okay, good. Thank you. So we're doing a special meditation this evening, and just to give you a little bit of background, we've been experimenting with these small groups of people to watch and see what the results are of this particular meditation that I've been spiritually encouraged to bring forward, if you will. And so a little bit of background on me. I have been a mystic, or in other words, I've received spiritual visions since I was a child, since I was prior to the age of 10. And so it's just been a part of my life. And there were times in the background where it kind of went into the background when I was raising children and things of that sort. But at other times it really came front and center. And so over the years I've been taught directly by many wonderful spiritual forces and personas. The meditation we're going to be doing tonight refers to something that happened to me in August of 1983. And it was a profound experience. I was lying on the bed. I really don't even remember whether I was meditating or just resting, but all of a sudden there was this shimmery, whitish, bluish, gray light that surrounded me. It was like something that happened from the Bible, really. And my body was being taken up somewhere. And I watched I felt my body being taken up, and then I looked above me and I saw what was obviously a ship of light. I saw the underside of it, and it was kind of like translucent. I knew it was made of light, but also of some sort of substance. And then I blanked out. I was not able to retain consciousness at that point. And so then I had to piece certain things together as to what happened in that experience. But a couple of nights later, I was awakened in the middle of the night by something that was activated right here near my right collarbone, and it was like a piece of light. I was aware that it was like a computer chip, if you will, but I knew that if somebody went and tried to dig it out of me with a scalpel, that they couldn't find anything. But it was kind of like a coded light, and it said the mission, the mission, the mission. And so it didn't tell me what the mission was at that time. So I had to piece it together, and over time there was direct teaching, if you will, that showed me what the mission was and was going to be. But I wasn't to talk about it for a long time. This was in 1983, so it was 29 years ago. And for 16 years I didn't tell a soul. It just went to a very, very deep place in me that wasn't to be talked about, even to the people who were closest to me. I didn't even think you should be telling somebody, why can't you tell somebody? It wasn't even in that category. And then 16 years later I started telling just a few people, but I still wasn't supposed to do anything with it. But during that time I started doing the larger things that I do, and the people who know me know that I've worked at the United Nations and have been a delegate to the United Nations Millennium Forum, that I've helped to write the Earth Charter, which is a very large document that has been ratified by, I think it's 72 countries. I was an early participant, and one of the early people who were called in to advise on the United States Department of Peace. I've been involved in the global movement for Department of Peace, taught meditation at the Pentagon. So all my work has always been about peace, non-confrontational, not marching in peace marches, but always demonstrating and always putting forth how people can live wonderfully together, and can't we all get along, kind of thing. Always been nonpartisan, and lots of things we've done locally for the local community I live in as well. So it has showed what I would say the quality of what the connection is by the external work that I've been doing. And they've always been very, very very supportive, very positive, and very much promoting our children's cloth of many colors, which is our children's peace quilt. So it's this kind of thing. So for 29 years, or 28 years, I was not to do anything with this experience. Now in the last few months, there's a very strong movement internally that I am supposed to find everybody I can who can listen to the story, who can do this meditation, who can link with this ship of light and its primary passenger, who is Jesus, because now is the time. And it's a very important time in the Earth's history. If you just look out there and see what kind of situations we've got going on in the Earth, you know that it's really a critical time. And so as many people as possible who can link with their Christ consciousness, link with this ship of light, link with Jesus, and attune to that level. There are people who have asked me, is this the rapture that you're talking about? And I suspect it is. That word has been used to me a number of times. How exactly that's going to be happening, I really am not sure. But that word has been used from the people on the ship of light. And so, again, if we're trying to find as many people as we can who can attune to this level. And I often use, when I'm talking to small groups, I will use sometimes a musical analogy. It's kind of like we're going for the A flat, let's say. And what I'll do when I lead this meditation, which is going to be relatively short, maybe 10-15 minutes, I'll just attune people to the ship at first, and that's a particular level of vibration, if you will, or quality. And then I'll move and ask you to connect with the very wonderful person and being of Jesus. And I think each person connects in their own way, but it has a very personal effect. So at that point, there are times in the meditation where then I just am quiet. So if you're watching on YouTube, you may just see me sitting here with my eyes closed. But the intention is that even on YouTube, that you be able to match this vibration, catch this connection, and have a personal experience that's transcendent, that shifts your ability to relate at that level, and that hopefully is a permanent change. Then there's a time in the meditation where I will ask people to just have their own personal interaction and communicate in their own way. And then I will ask you to, and this is at their request, to use your desire to connect with them and to ask this ship of light and its wonderful passenger to come closer to the earth, to you, and to have that influence be stronger and more vital. So if you will, we have people in the room here who are with us, and someone calling in on the conference call. If everybody's comfortable here in the room, we'll start in just a second. So, and those of you who may be watching, I'll ask you to just be comfortable. You want to stay alert, but be very comfortable as well. And go ahead and start by closing your eyes. And good. There you go. And just take a few deep breaths now. It may have been a long day and a stressful one perhaps for you. But the easiest way to move into a meditation is getting very relaxed and very comfortable. And not trying hard, but just being receptive, really. And as we do this at the early part of the meditation, you might have in mind setting the intention of connecting really with your heart to the beings, if you will, wonderful human, very advanced human beings on this ship of light, and their primary passenger, again, who is Jesus. So if you set your intention at the beginning of this meditation, it's always a good idea. Good. So as you do that, then, just again take a nice deep breath, or a series of them. And just move in now to that connection with this ship of light. We'll do that first. Some people find that bringing the picture of the translucent aspect and the intention of that helps. Some people find that going above their head and focusing from that area helps. Good. Just relax. Good. Relax and let that particular connection find you, and it will. There's a special resonance to that. A special tone, if you will. Good. Excellent. Excellent. Some of you may start to have experiences with the people on this ship. You may be aligning with their consciousness, which is extremely beautiful. And it may help you to know that one of the transcendent qualities that these people have is an inner sense of innocence. So very, very clean. In a way like a childlike innocence. Now this doesn't mean that they're not highly intelligent, they are. But there's a very much of a beautiful sense of innocence. And so aligning with them is very helpful. I suspect that the people who can identify with this have an old connection, and just a very natural one. And some of you may start remembering who you are and why you came here when you link with this particular group of people. I suspect strongly that memories will start coming back, and that identification of who you are and why you're here at this particular time is going to happen. So here in the room, we have built the resonance very nicely of the people who are here with the people on that ship. They are in this vibration, if you will. This alignment, maybe a better word. So while we're in this particular part of the meditation, I'd like to ask you to just relax and see if you can absorb or get the particular reason that you're here. And we'll see what happens. And now in just a minute, we're going to be moving from this particular focus and shifting over specifically to the connection with Jesus. So if you have anything to complete about your alignment or communication with what you're doing now, just complete it in the next few seconds, really. Okay. And now move your focus and your attention over and align it with the person of Jesus. And this is going to feel different, slightly different, or maybe a lot different, but it will be different. This is a very specific connection, and we'd like to enhance the personal nature of this connection. And I suspect what you will feel is something special in your heart. With Jesus, there's a very, very strong heart connection. It is actually much of why this ship and Jesus coming closer are coming, is to open that heart connection. And so open yourself to that relationship, that personal relationship. Feel that filling your heart. As you do that, open just not only your heart, but every cell of your being. Good. Good. What you're going to be experiencing is being filled with light, filled with love, filled with understanding of the mission and of your part in it. So open your beings, not only your body and your cells, but every part of your inner capacity to hold all of that light and to hold all of that love and all of that forgiveness. That feeling of forgiveness is something that we human beings seem to have as a need. And it really maybe doesn't need to be there, but it often is. So just absorb that feeling of being accepted, being loved, being forgiven, and knowing that you are very worthy to go into the rapture. And even that word, there's a particular difference to it. It's full of love. So you might start holding the feeling of the rapture right now. It's held in your heart and held in the depths of your soul. Actually very deep. Carries great worthiness with it, without a sense of ego, of course. So relax into that. And now is the time where you can have a personal connection and a personal conversation, if you wish, with Jesus. You may have a communication, or you may have a request. And that's very personal to you. But now is the time to do that. And I'll be quiet for a moment or two while that takes place. And now in just a moment, we're going to be going to the final stage of the meditation. So if you have anything to complete about your conversation, please do it now. And the very last part, and this is at their request, to have your intention and your desire, which is the desire is the magnet part, request that they come closer to the earth, closer to your town, closer to your home, closer to your being. They tell me that it's a two-way street. They are willing and eager, but the request has to be here from the people here on the planet. Good. So in just a moment, we're going to be ending this meditation. So if you have anything that you would like to complete about where you are, and about this experience, now is the time to do it. This is a time also to give thanks and gratitude all the way around for everybody who's participating at all levels. And when you're comfortable, go ahead and open your eyes again.